Some spirits haunt castles. Others haunt the wild grasslands. There is a creature born of dusk and silence that walks the thin line between myth and memory. It is not a wolf. It is not a fox. It is something ancient, something singular, a heartbeat stitched from flame and mist. Welcome, pet nomaders. Here, we don't just chase creatures. We chase mysteries wrapped in fur and folklore. We wander into whispers that still run with the wind, seeking the forgotten phantoms who remind us that not all magic is extinct. Today, we drift across the Golden Plains, where footprints vanish before they are ever seen. Today, we meet the Maenad Wolf, the silent ghost of the grasslands. Let the journey begin. In the fading light of twilight, when the shadows grow long and the earth exhales the heat of the day, a shape moves across the grass, tall, slender, unhurried, a flicker of rust against gold, a ghost stitched from fire and fog. The locals call it the Lobo Guara, the Guara from the Tupi Guarani, meaning red. But to most, it remains unseen. A breath against the wind, a rumor made flesh. A shape like no other. At first glance, the Maenad wolf seems like a creature invented by children. As tall as a Great Dane, legs impossibly long and thin. A fox-like face, crowned with keen ears, a lush mane of black along its back, a coat of golden red, burning against the muted earth. And yet, it is not a wolf, not a fox, not a jackal, not a dog. It is the last surviving member of its own ancient lineage, a reminder of evolutionary experiments long past, a relic of another world, still roaming ours. The Kingdom of Silence. The Maenad wolf reigns not over dense jungles, nor snowy mountains. It rules the wide open spaces. Cerrado savannas of Brazil, the wild grasslands of Paraguay and Bolivia, the dry transitional forests of northern Argentina. It needs room, vast, echoing room, to glide with the wind, to vanish among golden waves of grass. In these lonely kingdoms, the Maenad wolf thrives in solitude, preferring to walk alone, answering only to the whispers of the dusk. A creature between worlds, neither fully wild nor fully spectral, the Maenad wolf inhabits the threshold between visibility and disappearance. Its gait, long-legged and graceful, gives the impression of floating rather than walking. It rarely runs. It rarely barks. It simply moves, through spaces the rest of the world forgot to claim. To see one is rare. To hear one is rarer still. Yet where it moves, life responds. Birds hush. Mice freeze. Grass leans to mark its passing. It is a ghost that leaves no grave. A king that needs no crown. Evolution does not always chase power. Sometimes, it chases poetry. The Maenad wolf is not built for conquest or combat. It is built for survival by elegance. Every part of its body is tuned to a silent, shimmering existence. The Skywalkers, those impossibly long legs, they are not accidents. They evolved to lift the Maenad wolf above the tall grasses of the Cerrado. To see farther, to smell deeper, to drift where smaller predators stumble. Its height gives it dominion over its golden seas. It walks on stilts of bone and grace, a sentry moving between stars and roots. A nose like a conductor's baton. The Maenad wolf is a maestro of scent. Its olfactory sense is hyper-developed, to locate prey beneath dense vegetation, to detect rivals or potential mates across vast distances, to read the invisible newspapers of the wild. Its world is not mapped by sight, but by smells carried on the breath of the land. It smells, and it remembers. It smells, and it decides. An unexpected diet. Despite its canine appearance, the Maenad wolf is a paradoxical hunter. It is an omnivore, as comfortable with berries as it is with rodents. Fruits, especially the wolf apple, Solanum lycocarpum. Small prey, rabbits, birds, reptiles, insects. Its diet adapts with the seasons, a flexible menu designed not for domination, but for coexistence. It does not ravage its realm. It harvests it carefully. The Song of the Grasslands. Though mostly silent, the maned wolf can unleash a haunting, low-frequency vocalization called a roar bark. It sounds less like a bark, and more like the earth itself grumbling awake. These calls travel long distances, piercing the veil of dusk to announce territory or call to mates. In the deep heart of the Cerrado, on a still twilight, you might hear it. A single note, vibrating through the soil and bone, a lullaby for an invisible king. Not all wars are fought with guns. Some wars are fought with tractors, with highways, with fire. The maned wolf, once a phantom stretching across the South American landscapes, is now a survivor in retreat. Its kingdom shrinks by the day. The assault on the Cerrado. The Cerrado is the most endangered ecosystem in Brazil. Once covering 2 million square kilometers, more than half has been destroyed in the last 50 years. Replaced by soybean fields, cattle ranches, sugarcane plantations. The endless plains of freedom become rows of crops and fences. And the silent ghost has nowhere left to float. The killers we didn't see roads, invisible to maps of death, claim more maned wolves every year. Highways slice through their territories. Vehicles strike them at night as they cross invisible lines. Each collision is a silent explosion of beauty lost. Beyond that, domestic dogs bring new dangers. Diseases like distemper and parvovirus, competition for prey, harassment and predation. The maned wolf, with its solitary elegance, is no match for these modern invaders. Genetic erosion. As habitats fragment, isolated populations face genetic bottlenecks. Less diversity, more disease vulnerability, lower reproductive success. Even if they survive today, without genetic renewal, they could fade away tomorrow. Ghosts twice removed. Hope, rooted deep. Despite the odds, hope flickers. Protected areas and ecological corridors are being expanded. Awareness programs educate farmers and drivers. Conservationists plant the wolf apple trees to restore natural food sources. The maned wolf's fight is not yet lost, but it demands urgency, it demands reverence, and above all, it demands that we remember who else walks these lands with us. Long before scientists gave it names, the maned wolf roamed the dreams of storytellers. Among the indigenous peoples, among farmers and wanderers, it became more than an animal. It became a symbol, a whisper stitched into the twilight. Myth and reverence. Some believe the maned wolf to be a spirit guide, an omen of transitions and unseen paths. Spotting one at dusk could be a sign, a journey about to begin, a chapter about to close, a reminder to trust the invisible currents of fate. In other tales, it was a shapeshifter, a creature neither fully wolf nor spirit, crossing between worlds as easily as it crossed rivers and fields. The red cloak of mystery. Its flaming coat, so unlike anything else in the wilderness, inspired awe and superstition. Many believed its mane could stiffen and rise to scare away evil spirits. Others believed it carried prayers for rain stitched into its fur. In all stories, one thing remained. The maned wolf was not an enemy. It was a guardian, a gentle watcher between realms. A sacred silence. Perhaps the greatest lesson offered by the Lobo Guará is its silence. It teaches that true power does not always shout, that true presence does not always conquer. Some kings reign by disappearing, some legends endure by remaining whispers. Not all survivors roar. Some survive by stepping lightly, by trusting the dusk, by honoring the silence between heartbeats. The maned wolf carries more than fire in its fur. It carries wisdom in its shadow. 1. Adapt without surrendering. The maned wolf bends, but it does not break. It changes diet, adjusts territories, but never loses its essence. We too must learn to bend, but not betray who we are. 2. Protect the invisible. Not all beauty stands tall and screams for saving. Some beauty, like the grasslands, like the silent ghost, asks only for space, for respect, for memory. 3. Walk your own path. In a world desperate to define and label, the maned wolf simply is. Not a wolf, not a fox. Something wholly unique. You too are allowed to walk undefined, to be your own kind of flame against the twilight. Final reflections. Pet nomaders, you came seeking a strange wolf. You found a guardian of grasslands, a flame stitched to the earth, a spirit that teaches by moving unseen. Let us walk softer. Let us listen deeper. Let us honor the invisible thrones of the silent kings. Wherever you wander next, carry the fire. Carry the silence. Carry the ghost within you.
Pet nomads, where the wild whispers and the unseen comes to life.